It is a Tuesday morning and I am doing a very spontaneous hike. So spontaneous that I don't even have a backpack with me. I am using my diaper bag to carry my water for this hike, but I got the opportunity to leave work for an hour or two to go on this hike and make this video because there's just this insane story that I really want to share. So I guess for anyone that doesn't know, I thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail twice, once in 2021, once in 2023. And the purpose for this story I want to share is that thru-hiking can change your life. It can change you as a person. It can open so many opportunities and possibilities in life. And yeah, I know I'm a changed person, and for me, a thru hike was only 4 months out of my life, but like the lasting effects of being an Appalachian Trail thru hiker for me last way beyond that. Like, it's not just you go thru hike, 4 months later you're back and like everything goes on as planned. Like, in some ways that's true, but yeah, it opens up so much possibilities and I'm very grateful for that. So let's get into this opportunity that I was presented because of my thru hike. It is such a gorgeous day, so I am happy I got to go outside and hike today. And this is the view of Lake Winnipesaukee. Whew. The breeze feels good too. I am happy it is fall. So let's rewind a little bit. The date is August 30th, and I'm sitting on my couch scrolling on my phone because I think the baby was asleep next to me. And I see my favorite artist of all time, Thomas Rhett. I think he posted something about a contest that was going on with iHeartRadio and Audible. And it was basically, you can enter this contest to win a trip to Vegas to meet him and do all this other stuff. And the requirements for this contest is that you have to submit a 30-second video, and the prompt was explain how Audible helps you escape your everyday life. And Audible is the app I use to listen to audiobooks. And immediately I thought, like, I escaped my everyday life, like on the Appalachian Trail, listening to audiobooks, because I genuinely did that. I actually listened to Thomas Rhett's wife's book on the AT, so that was fitting. I listened to Lord of the Rings and some motivational books, and it really helped me pass the time. So I was like, wow, this is a perfect contest for me to enter. I don't think I've ever entered a contest like this before. So I went out on my porch and I filmed a 30-second video just saying real quick all that, and I will play you that video right now. So my name is Taylor, and last year I completed a thru hike of the Appalachian Trail, which is a 2,200 mile trail from Georgia to Maine. I did it in 120 days, averaging 18 miles of hiking a day. And I want to thank Audible because I listen to audiobooks almost every day to get me through some of the toughest hiking days of my life. So I would throw on my earbuds, listen to a couple chapters of my favorite books from Lauren Akins, Walker Hayes. Hiking the AT is not easy, but Audible definitely helped. So I uploaded that video on my computer, sent in this form. All I had to do was send in the video, my name, my phone number, and that was it. It was so quick. From the time I saw that post to the time I entered and made the whole video and everything, I think only 10 minutes had actually passed. Chet got home from work that day and I told him, I'm like, I entered this contest, but I kind of have a good feeling about it because hiking the Appalachian Trail is like a very cool, unique story. Every time, like years later, every time I tell someone that I thru-hiked to the Appalachian Trail, like they're just so amazed. Like they have so many questions, and it's just such a cool thing to have experienced. So I had a good feeling because I thought it was a good story. I thought that I make good videos because I do this for a living. And yeah, so that was that. Now 6 days have passed since I entered the contest. I honestly forgot about it. It's like 5 o'clock. I am packing up to leave work on a Thursday afternoon, I think to pick my kid up from daycare or something. And my phone rings and I'm doing all this stuff at once and it says private number, so I declined it. But once I'm in my car and I'm all settled and everything's packed up, I look at my phone and an email comes through from iHeartRadio, and the subject first line basically says like, hey, I'm trying to call you about a contest that you entered. And I just like immediately knew. I responded saying like, yes, please call me back. I'll answer the phone this time. And so she called 5 minutes later. I was driving. I had to pull over on the side of the road. I pulled into the movie theater actually. And I answer the phone. It's someone from iHeart. She tells me I won this contest. She starts listing everything I won. And like, I couldn't believe it. I had to like stop her in the middle of her sentence and was like, are you telling me that I actually won? And she's like, yes. She's like, are you free this weekend? And that weekend was in 2 weeks. And I was like, I can be. I have a newborn. I have to talk to my husband, but I'll make it work. I'm out of breath hiking and telling this story. I'm just like so excited reliving this moment for you guys. My gift shop sells Element now, so when I left my shop real quick to go on this hike, I was able to just take one because I haven't drank any water today and I'm hiking, so I definitely need to hydrate. I mean, speaking of being grateful and having these insane opportunities, I'm also just like super thankful that I get to work with one of my favorite brands to sponsor these YouTube videos. So thank you, Element. Element is an electrolyte drink mix that I use to stay hydrated. They come in these single serving packets that you can pour into water, or you can also go online and they now have these sparkling electrolyte canned seltzer waters. They taste so good. They're so refreshing. I always have one of these at work. There's tons of children over there. That was pretty cute. I'm pretty sure the town's entire elementary school was just on the summit of that mountain and they were having so much fun. I wish I got to do field trips like that when I was in school. But anyways, I was saying that I always drink Element because it is such a good electrolyte mix. And if you're not hydrated when you're doing these hikes or in everyday life, you can get symptoms of dehydration. And that, for me personally, it can include headaches, muscle fatigue, just like overall weakness. So I'm very diligent about staying hydrated and using Element. Tastes good. There's no sugar, just super clean ingredients. And if you want to try Element yourself, you can use my link, which is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. And if you do that, any purchase on the website, you can get a free gift. So it's 8 different flavors that you can try from Element. drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. And I'm so grateful I get to talk about them in my videos. All right, so back to this just crazy story. Over the next week or two, this whole trip that I won was finalized. This company booked my flights, my hotel, sent me gift cards for Lyft and for food, and I just like won just this all-inclusive paid trip to Vegas. But the whole point of this contest is that I won iHeartRadio festival tickets because the festival was in Vegas that weekend, and the grand prize was for me to meet Thomas Rhett and to go on stage and announce his performance, which is insane. My number one all-time favorite artist is Thomas Rhett. Like, I was in his top 0.1% when they do the Spotify Wrapped things at the end of the year. That's how much I listen to his music. I danced to one of his songs for my first dance with my husband when we got married. Like, I love his music. I relate to it so much and just like feel good. Any other Thomas Rhett fans out there? Or am I just crazy? Anyways, I'm reading through some of the things that I won. And when I announce him on stage at the festival, it says that I get to do it with an iHeartRadio personality. And something else you might not know about me is that I've listened to the Bobby Bones Show every day for the past 5 years. It is my favorite morning show, and it is an iHeartRadio radio station. So I call into this radio station and I ask if the iHeartRadio personality that I get to meet and go up on stage with is one of them. And they heard my message because I called in and left that as a voicemail. That I can play a clip of it right now. I won't play the whole thing to bore you.
Here's a voicemail we got yesterday.
Hi, so I won an iHeartRadio Audible contest, and I'm going to Vegas to announce Thomas Rhett on stage. And it says I'm doing it with an iHeartRadio personality. So I just wanted to call and see if it was one of you guys.
So we promoted this on our show. One of our listeners won. We love that. She will be on stage with me.
So yeah, they heard my voicemail, they played it on the radio, and yes, I got to go up on stage with Bobby Bones, which, insane. Basically my 2 favorite celebrities. I'm fangirling right now. If you think I'm fangirling now, you should have seen me when I actually met them.
Taylor, tell us
So I know telling this story isn't my normal hiking content that I would put on this channel, but to me it's a really good story. I've told it so many times. My mom was just at work with me and she was like, you have to tell this story, you have to put it on YouTube. And I was like, that could be fun. I want to share it. I want to have this story archived forever and can always go back and relive the moment. And maybe you guys would be interested too, because I know I mentioned that I was going to Vegas, but I never said why. So that's why. Once in a lifetime experience. But I do want to wrap this all back up and relate it to the Appalachian Trail, because if you're thinking of through hiking the Appalachian Trail, just do it. Like, you never know what can happen. I never would have won this contest if I didn't hike the trail, if I didn't have just that amazing life experience. I am now over 1 year removed from the end of my second through hike, and it's just still every day. Like, I get to go to work, other through hikers come and visit me in my shop, I get to talk about it. It's just like, I don't want to say it's my whole identity or my whole personality now, but it is such a big part of my life. And I've talked to people who have hiked the trail like decades ago, and they still think about it all the time, and they still feel like a changed person. So I don't know, maybe some people watching this can relate. Definitely let me know in the comments if you have any stories like this on how the Appalachian Trail just changed your life or opened up possibilities. Some people I think are nervous to through hike, like especially the demographic of hikers that are maybe just out of college and haven't entered their professional lives yet. I've talked to some people who are nervous that that the gap in their life like won't look good on the resume, but I think it's the opposite. I think you can gain so much from a through hike, gain confidence, just gain so many skills that you won't just sitting at a desk or just sitting at your normal job. So that is my story. Thank you for listening to it. I will be back to my normal hiking videos very soon. And cheers. Also to the guy I just passed on trail who watches my YouTube channel. Hi. You caught me in the middle of me filming. I keep track at work how many times I do that hike, and that was my 32nd time hiking Lox Hill this year. My goal is to get to 100, so I'm really gonna have to pick up the pace.